Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the New York Yankees 2022 payoff pitch replay. We are now up to the April 26th game, 2022 against the Baltimore Orioles back at the friendly confines of Yankee Stadium. Yankees enter this game 11-5, the Orioles enter it 7-9. Off day yesterday for both teams, so bullpens are all well rested. Starting pitchers for today's game for the Yankees, it'll be right-hander Luis Severino. And for the Orioles, right-hander Jordan Lyles. I mentioned it earlier in another video on the replay baseball that I have eschewed the fast score ticker and all that stuff. I'm letting Digital Diamond sim everything, and I'm going to go with that result, sim all the other games other than the Yankee games. And I'm going to go with that result. Also trying something new, kind of a before the game starts, before each video, give an update on stats and for both teams and where they stand. So I printed this out from a report from Digital Diamond, and we can see we're at the April 26th date, 7-9 for Baltimore, 11-5 for the Yankees. And there you see the home runs, RBIs, and batting averages for players that are active on the roster for the starters and bench. And then you've got the bullpen arms for both teams, their stats, and then the starting pitchers. So Jordan Lyles enters this game 1-1 with a 0.95 ERA. He's had 3 starts, 19 innings pitched, 15 hits, 4 walks, 20 strikeouts, and given up 2 home runs. Luis Severino enters the game 2-0, ERA of an even 2 in 3 starts, 18 innings pitched, 10 hits, 3 walks, 21 strikeouts, and 1 home run allowed. So I'm going to kind of shift my focus and do it that way. I can get through the replay a little bit quicker, I think. Now that I've got my little 3 projects kind of where I want them, the NBC Game of the Week on Saturday, the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball and Replay Baseball every Sunday night, and then this Yankee payoff pitch. That's my 3 I'm going to focus on. So hopefully I can start pumping these games out a little bit quicker. And since I'm going to be simming everything on the Digital Diamond for the other teams, I don't have to worry about trying to roll the dice for fast score, which is going to take a lot longer. I just let the computer sim it. And, of course, play the other Yankee games and enter them into Digital Diamond manually, which I've gotten better at. So I've learned all the commands, so they seem to be going pretty quicker. So hopefully I can start catching up to the real date, because I'm recording this on Memorial Day, which is, May 29th, 28th, 29th, something like that. So I'm pretty much a month behind. And my goal is not to finish this before the end of the regular season currently, but I would like to finish it this calendar year, so I don't want to get too far behind. So hopefully you like this setup. That I plan on doing this for every video, and every video is the first game of a new series. So after this video, I believe the Yankees will be going on the road to Kansas City, and I'll be doing the same thing. I'll have the thing set up in pretty much just this format. I've got it all saved in Excel, so all I got to do is edit the numbers, change the names and the teams for the opponents, and be ready to roll. So hopefully that will work out as I hope. We shall see. Sometimes you plan things and plans get changed on you unexpectedly, but hopefully this will work out okay. We got the dice for payoff pitch, and we've got our 2D10s and our 2D6s. All right, so we're going to put Yankee Stadium over here. We're going to put the visiting pitcher Jordan Lyles here, and we're going to put Luis Severino here. And as usual, I always forget at least one thing before I start a video. It just never seems to fail that I forget. I take my time and try to get all this other stuff set, thinking I'm ready to go, and then I realize there's one thing I forgot. I got to get the charts. So I need to go get the charts. I will pause the video, get the charts, because I do everything on charts with payoff pitch. I prefer that over the fast action cards. So I'm going to get the charts, and so I'm going to pause the video, go get the charts, and then we'll be ready for first pitch here at Yankee Stadium between the Orioles and the Yankees. The first of 3 from Yankee Stadium. The other 2 I'll play offline and enter into Digital Diamond. So I'll pause the video and be right back with the charts. Okay, back with the charts. Now I'm going to show or not show any of the charts on camera because every time I try to put a chart or something under the phone to show you guys, it has a tendency sometimes to mess up the focus on the phone, and I don't catch it because I can't see the phone. It's above my head right now. I have to stand up to look through it, and then I can have 3 innings of blurry video during the game. So just have to trust that what I read off the charts is correct. And of course, if you have this game, you can always pull out the charts and verify it for yourself if you're into that. All right, so here's Cedric Mullins. He will lead things off for the Orioles, and according to my statistical sheet, he's really killing it in the replay, hitting .350, 2 homers and 7 runs driven in. So Severino has his work cut out for him here against Cedric Mullins. That's a 10, which is patient, and that's 72. Against a right-hander, it only goes to 64, so 72 is going to be a ground ball to short, and that will be an easy play for Kiner-Falefa. And there's one away, so good to get Cedric Mullins off the base paths if you are Severino, because he is dangerous. That'll bring up the right fielder, Anthony Santander, and he's hitting .274, 2 homers and 9 runs driven in. Switch hitter, batting from the left side, but he's much more effective against left-handed pitching at .293 versus .221 versus the righties. We get a 6, which is tough, and that's a 90. Tough 90 is going to be a ground ball to short again, so Kiner-Falefa once again makes the play, throws to Rizzo, 2 quick outs, 2 up, 2 down for Trey Mancini, the designated hitter. And for the Orioles, Trey Mancini struggling a bit, hitting a .188, a homer, and 4 runs driven in. So he would like to get his season kick-started before the end of this month and going into May. We got a 3, which is defense, so we're going right to the defensive chart right off the bat, and that's a 74. 74 says we're checking the error of the shortstop. So once again, Kiner-Falefa is back in action. He had 2 ground balls, and now he's got a tough ground ball that there might be an error on. Kiner-Falefa's error rating at short is a number 2, which is not too good. So we go over here to Yankee Stadium, and a 2, a 1 to 53 on the 2D10 roll. Next 2D10 roll will be an error, and 54 or higher, he will make the out. We also roll the 2D6s because if it is an error or an out, either one, we didn't know what kind of error or out it is. So he got Kiner-Falefa is hoping for a 54 or higher, and he did not get it. It's a 19. He's going to make an error, and that the 2D6s total is 6. I'm sorry, the 2D6s, total 11. So that's a 1 base error for a middle infielder. So 2 plays he did all right, but the third one was not the charm. It's going to be an E6 on Kiner-Falefa. The inning will continue. Severino hoping to get out of the inning, but didn't work out that way. Mancini's aboard. No threat to run. Ryan Mountcastle, the first baseman, is up now. He's also struggling. He's in a .91 with 2 homers and 9 driven in. Severino looking to get out of the inning. 8 is tough 66. Tough 66, though, for Mountcastle is a base hit. Base hit. With 2 outs, if a run rating is 6 or higher, he gets 2 bases. It is not. And since it's a tough result, we're going to limit Mancini to 1 base. So Mountcastle gets the base hit, keeps the inning going. Runners now at first and second for second baseman Rougned Odor, longtime Texas Ranger. Now with the Orioles, I believe he was with the Yankees briefly. Odor is hitting even worse than everybody else, hitting a .154, no homers and 2 driven in. We get a 3, which is defense again. It's a 17. So back to the defensive check. 17 is the range of the shortstop. So Kiner-Falefa is at it again. They're really picking on him today or tonight. His range is a C. So under the C for range, a 1 to 41 is a hit, 42 or higher, and he'll make the play. And of course, the 2D6s will tell us what kind of hit and so forth. It is a 91, so he does make, I'm sorry, it's a 99, so he does make the play. And the 2d6s are a 5, which means the ground ball, if he's a double play, A or B. Let's see, he is not A or B, he's a C, so it's just going to be a fielder's choice. That's the third out, so it doesn't really matter. They're just going to call it a 6-4 fielder's choice, which will end the inning. So, boy, they gave Kiner Falefa a workout there in the top of the first. Severino had some issues with the defense and also with some of his hitting, or pitching, I should say, but he got out of it unscathed, which is the ultimate goal. So at the end of half an inning of play, is the Orioles nothing and the Yankees coming to bat. For the Orioles, they got no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. So bottom of the first we go. Jordan Lyles, the pitcher. Again, Lyles coming in at 1-1 with a 0.95 ERA. Doing very well for himself. For the Yankees, DJ LeMahieu will lead it off. He's struggling at 208 with 2 homers and 4 driven in. That's a 7, which is patient 75, and that's just out of range. He goes to 72. 75 is a fly to center. Mullins puts it away, 1 away. And LeMahieu is retired. That'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge is hitting only 203. He does have 6 home runs and 12 driven in. That's a 4, which is ballpark. 98, though. It's unfortunately for Judge, that's going to put him in the in-play category. So he needs a 1 through 40 to get a hit. He does not. 98 is going to be a fly to left. So deep fly to left, but not quite deep enough. And out there to get it is Austin Hayes for out number 2. That'll bring up first baseman Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo checks in at 231 average. 3 homers, 10 driven in. That's a 6, which is tough 73, and tough 73 is a fly to center, and that's going to do it as Mullins puts it away. So three fly ball outs. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Jordan Lyles. We played 1 from the stadium, and we've got no score. Before we go to the top of the second, there was a roster move for the Yankees that I needed to mention. I should have put it on the sheet, and I think I will from now on, but I didn't think about it when I printed it. But there is a player move. Aaron Hicks is on personal leave. So with him on personal leave, they have brought up Miguel Andujar. He is on the roster now. That's why Hicks is not there. He's on personal leave. He'll be on personal leave for a couple days. And actually, when he comes back, they'll keep Andujar and they will send down Marinaccio. So that's where Aaron Hicks is, in case you were wondering, because he's usually a fixture in the outfield. All right, so Austin Hayes will lead off the top of the second. And Hayes enters the game struggling again, 172 average with a homer and 9 driven in. 3 is defensive. Boy, you're getting a lot of defensive checks. Defense and a 54. And that is an error check on the second baseman, LeMahieu. And LeMahieu actually, as a second baseman, is a 4. So that's above average. So in order for us to have an error, we would need a 1 through 36 on the D10s, 37 to 99. He will make the play. 70 actually, he does make the play, and that's a 6. So it's just a ground ball, not a line out or anything. It's just a ground ball to the second baseman LeMahieu for out number 1 to start the second inning. So a lot of defensive checks. We've been hitting that defense role for Severino quite a bit. Here's Ramon Urias, and he's also struggling. He's hitting a .122, a homer and 4 driven in. So a lot of these Orioles averages are really, really bad outside of Santander and Mullins. Everybody else is below 200. All right, we got 8 is tough, and that's a 94. Tough 94 is a fly to left. Handled out there by the left fielder, Joey Gallo, for out number 2. And that will bring up the catcher, Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos, like the rest of the Orioles, struggling, hitting a .138, a home run, and 4 driven in. Severino, 5 is patient, 30, and that's going to be a walk. So 2-out walk to Severino. I'm sorry, to Chirinos. 2-out walk to Chirinos. Keeps the inning going for Jorge Mateo, shortstop. And he's hitting a .196. He does have 3 homers and 9 runs driven in. That's a 6. Well, that's a 32, first of all, but 30 is the wild pitch, so that is not a wild pitch. 6 is tough, and we get a 32. Tough 32 is a strikeout to end the inning. So Jorge Mateo goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Severino, and the inning is over. So he works around a 2-out walk and goes to the bottom of the second, no score. In doing all the other pomp and circumstance things, I didn't think about doing the Yankee whistle, but if you really like to hear that on Yankee Stadium games, then I'll bring that back, but we'll see. It may be a little bit of overkill. So here is Giancarlo Stanton, and I can't whistle on my own, so I'm not going to try, at least not very well. So here's Giancarlo Stanton. He enters the game hitting .207, 3 homers and 5 driven in. 5 is in play. It's 19, and that's going to be a base hit for Giancarlo Stanton. First hit of the game for the Yankees. Stanton's aboard. And stepping to the plate now is third baseman Josh Donaldson. Donaldson enters the game .279 average, 3 homers and 8 driven in. 7 is patient, 83 though. That's well out of range. 83 is a ground ball to short. That's a potential double play. He's an 8. He's an 8. The 2D6s are a 7, so it's not potential anymore. It is a double play. 6-4-3, and that wipes out the base runners as Donaldson hits into a costly double play. 2 quick outs just that fast to clear the bases. And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres, the designated hitter, with 2 outs and bases clear. Torres is killing it. He's hitting .420, 4 homers and 13 runs driven in. The computer says he's 6th in the league in hitting. So there's 5 people that are hitting above .420 on that little replay. So that's interesting. Of course, it is early. 5 is in play, and that is I can't tell if that's a 36 or a 56. It looks like a 36. 36 is going to be a pop out to short to end the inning. So 56, 36, they would have both been outs. It just depends on whether it was a ground ball to third or a pop out to short, which it really does not matter. So the inning is over. Nothing doing for the Yankees. They get a hit, but the double play takes care of any thoughts of a run. And we go to the top of the third. Still no score. And leading off, it'll be Cedric Mullins. He grounded to short his first trip. 7 is tough. 0-5. That will be a strikeout. So second strikeout in a row for Severino going back to last inning. So he's got the strikeout pitch working. And here is Santander. He grounded short also his first time. 9 is in play, 51. And that's going to be a ground ball to Rizzo at first base. He'll take it to the bag himself. 2 up and 2 down very quickly here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Mancini. He reached on the Kiner-Falefa error his first chance. 9 is in play, 27, and that's a base hit for Mancini. So he will reach again, this time legitimately on a base hit. So a 2-out single for Mancini. And that'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle, the first baseman. He singled his first trip. 10 is patient, 97 though. It's going to be a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning as Gallo puts it away. So we go to the bottom of the third, still no score from Yankee Stadium. Lyles is back out, and let's see who's coming up for the Yankees. It will be Joey Gallo. Gallo struggling. He's hitting a .143, 2 homers and 3 driven in. He would later get traded to the Dodgers on July 28th. or July 29th, around in that area. 7 is Patient, 68, and that's going to be a walk. So Joey Gallo does draw base on balls, and he did it there. So a leadoff walk, and that's one of the cardinal sins of baseball is to walk the leadoff hitter because they usually come around to score, but we'll see if it happens this time. Kiner Falefa is up, and he's hitting .245, a homer and 7 driven in. Lyles, 3 is in play. 82, though, is going to be a ground ball to short. And with that being a 3, that's going to be another double play, 6-4-3. So second consecutive inning that the Orioles have turned 2 and wiped out Yankee base runners. So tough go of it there for Kiner Falefa. 2 quick outs, and that brings up Higashioka, the number 9 hitter. And I keep hitting this thing, so I might have to readjust it here after the inning's over. Higashioka hitting a .194, no homers, and 2 driven in. 12 is defense. So we're going to a first time for the defense for the Orioles. The D10s are a 92, which says we're looking at the error rating of Cedric Mullins, the center fielder. And Cedric Mullins is a 5. It's best you can have. Doesn't make many errors. So on the stadium, number 5 relates to 1 through 30. So if the D10s are 31 or higher, he will make the play. 30 or less, he makes an error. And we get an 11, so he makes an error. That's a 9, and that's a single plus an error. So it's actually scored a single for Higashioka, and then Mullins boots it after that. So it's going to be a single plus an E8. Single plus E8, and that's an error apiece on both teams. Keeps the inning going with 2 outs after that double play, and now DJ LeMahieu is back out. I may find that, and maybe it's just my perception, but I may find that payoff pitch creates a few more errors than there should be, but it could just be my bad rolling where I'm constantly rolling low numbers. I don't know. Here's LeMahieu. He flied to center his first time up. Now, Higashioka is a 6-run rating, so any base hit, he will score with 2 outs. 2 is in play. 64, though, is out of range. 64 is going to be a fly to right field. Santander puts it away, and nothing doing for the Yankees as Jordan Lyles pitches around that single in air, picks up his teammate, and keeps it from costing him. And after 3 complete, we're scoreless from Yankee Stadium. And since I bumped into the board, I want to make sure that everything is still copacetic. Looks like this thing is a little bit down here, so let's do that. Alright, I think everything else is still okay. At least it seems that way. Alright, we'll go with it. And if it works out bad, it works out bad. Alright, leading off for the Orioles, it'll be Rougned Odor against Severino. And Odor ground into a fielder's choice his first time. We get an 8, which is tough 58. Tough 58 is actually going to be a base hit for Rougned Odor. Fought off the tough pitch, and he strokes himself a leadoff single for the Orioles. That is their 3rd hit of the ball game, and it starts off the 4th. Here's Austin Hayes. 10 is Patient. 0-3, that will be a walk, and all of a sudden, Severino is in trouble. First 2 runners are on with nobody out. The only bright spot is you got the bottom third of the order coming up for the Orioles, so you might be able to get out of it. Here's Urias. We get a 10, which is Patient. 85, though. Patient 85 is a ground ball to short. Might be a double play, but I doubt it. That's a 10, so no double play there. They will get the force at second base. Rougned Odor will take 3rd. Hayes is out at 2nd, 6-4. And Urias will reach on the fielder's choice. So now, runners at the corners with only 1 out. Chirinos is your batter. And he is a good double play candidate, so they might play back for the double play here. Chirinos walked his first chance. Severino really needs a strikeout. 9 is in play. He won't get it. 78, though. In play 78 is a fly to center field. And now let's look at the chart for in play fly ball and see if it's a sacrifice fly or not. That's the question. So we get to our fly outs. And it says, run on third, let's see. Run rating is 7 or higher, he scores. Odor runs at a 6, so he does not score. You have to be a 7 or higher. So it's just going to be a fly out to center field. But Judge gets it back in quickly, and Odor cannot score. Was just not quite deep enough for the speed of Odor, or lack of speed of Odor. So here is Mateo. Shortstop struck out his first chance. 5 is Patient, 78, and that's going to be a fly to center. Judge will put that away, and the inning is over. And boy, Severino caught a break there by having those fly balls not be so deep that there was no sacrifice fly, and the Orioles come away empty-handed. And Severino breathing a sigh of relief. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still no score from the stadium. Due up for the Yankees in this bottom of the fourth, we will have Aaron Judge. Judge flew to left his first chance. We get an 8, which is tough, 87, and that's out of range. That's a ground ball to short. And Mateo will fire to first, 1 away. Judge is gone. That'll bring up Rizzo. Whoop, that one die didn't go through, so we'll call it Suet Ice and re-roll. We get a 6, which is tough, 16. That's a strikeout. So Rizzo whiffs for out number 2. That'll bring up Giancarlo Stanton. He did single his first time up, but was erased on a double play. Get a 7, which is Patient, 47, and that's a walk. So Stanton will reach on a 2-out walk. Keeps the inning going for Josh Donaldson, who hit in said double play last time up. We get a 7, which is Patient, 71. That's just out of range. It's going to be a ground ball to second. And the second baseman, Odor, will just throw to first. Make it easy. No sense trying for a force with a runner barreling into first base, or barreling into second base. He's going to throw to first to make an easy play. And 4 innings are in the books with no score from the stadium. Both pitchers have fatigue of 6, so they can go at least 6 innings. And since they're pitching shutouts, they might go further. We shall see. In their first 3 starts, they're pretty much averaging 6 innings a start. But that's with allowing runs. If they're pitching a shutout and continue to pitch a shutout, they can go a little further. Plus, they're being stretched out. It's their 4th start of the season, so they're starting to get stretched out a bit. Cedric Mullins will lead it off. He is 0 for 2. Grounded to short and struck out. 6 is tough, and that's a 96. He's going to fly to right field. Put away out there by Giancarlo Stanton. And Mullins, who came into the game hitting .350, is 0 for 3. Here's Santander. He came into the game hitting .274, but he's 0 for 2. 2 groundouts. 8 is tough, and that's a 14. Now he's going to add a strikeout to his credentials as he goes down on strikes for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Trey Mancini. He reached on the error and singled. 7 is tough, 39, and that's another strikeout for Severino. And Severino goes a 1-2-3 5th inning. He kind of needed that after a little shaky 4th inning. So that 5th inning turned out exactly how he would like it. 3 up and 3 down. And for Severino now, that is his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Not really a strikeout pitcher. He had 112 of them in 102 innings, but so we expect him to get about a strikeout per inning. He's a little bit behind that pace, but it's not way out of line. All right, bottom of the fifth we go. Gleyber Torres, the designated hitter, will lead off against Jordan Lyles. He popped to short his first time up. 4 is ballpark, and this time we're in the wheelhouse at Yankee Stadium. So Gleyber Torres will be in the wheelhouse, a 1-39, and he will go yard. Anything 75 or less is at least a hit. And it's a 47, so it'll be a double for Gleyber Torres. So Lyles put one in there where he didn't want to be, and Torres didn't miss it. He's going to add to his 420 average with that double. And now he's in scoring position with only 1 out for Joey Gallo, left fielder who walked his first chance. We get a 9, which is in play, 75, and that's a fly to center field. And that's going to be out number 1. Let's see if the runner can move to third. I don't think he can, but I will double check it according to the sheet. He's a runner of 6, and the result was a in play. So no, it doesn't have anything about about moving up like that. So he's going to hold at second base with 1 out for Kiner Falefa. 9 is in play, 32. When you get 30s, you got to check for wild pitches, but his wild pitch is only a 30, so the 32 will be good to use. So a 9 is in play, 32 is just out of range. 32 is a pop up to second, and Rougned Odor will put it away for out number 2. And here is Higashioka, and that's something I had to learn when I started learning payoff pitch. Sometimes I'd forget to check these when I get 30s, something in the 30s on the D10s. Sometimes I'd forget to check that wild pitch, so it's a good thing to always keep in the back of your mind. If you roll something in the 30s, check for that wild pitch. Higashioka, 6 is tough, 50, and that's a base hit for Higashioka. And with 2 outs, and Gleyber Torres runs at a 6, he will score. That overrides the tough with that 2 out and 6 run rating. So that is a 2 out RBI by Higashioka. And the Yankees take the lead 1-0. Higashioka is now 2 for 2 on the ball game. And he gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead. And here comes LeMahieu. He's flown to center and flown to right. 4 is ballpark, and that's 24, so we're in the wheelhouse at Yankee Stadium for LeMahieu. 1-23 is a home run, 56 or less, and it's a base hit. That's a 19. It is long, and it is gone. See ya. And it's a 2-run home run for DJ LeMahieu. And the Yankees now take a 3-0 lead for LeMahieu. That is home run number 3, RBIs 5 and 6 on the season. All of this with 2 outs. It is now 3-0 Yankees. And Jordan Lyles a little perplexed, as is Brandon Hyde, the Oriole manager. Here's Aaron Judge. He's flown to left and grounded to short. We get a 2, which is in play. 71, though, is going to be a ground ball to Odor to end the inning. But damage done, particularly the 2-run homer by DJ LeMahieu. Yankees put up 3 runs here in the 5th and take a 3-0 lead over the Orioles. And now, since he's given up 3 runs, Jordan Lyles will be tired as he goes to the 6th inning. So we got to keep an eye on that. Of course, both teams have loads of bullpen arms, and they're both fresh after an off day yesterday, so lack of pitching will not be a problem. All right, Ryan Mountcastle will step to the plate. He is 1 for 2, a single and a fly to left. That is an 8, and we're looking at tough 88, which will be a ground ball to short, Kiner Falefa. Been busy all night, and he's busy again, makes the play. 1 down for Odor. He's up 1 for 2 with a single. 7 is tough, 97. That's going to be a fly to right field that Stanton puts away. So 2 up and 2 down for Severino. Severino has now retired the last 8 he has faced. So he seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on. Here's Hayes. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. 6 is Tough, 26, and that's a strikeout. 5th strikeout of the game for Severino. And he is tossing a shutout through 6 innings as the Yankees maintain a 3-0 lead over the Orioles. And now we wonder if Jordan Lyles will come back. Coming up for the Yankees, it'll be Rizzo, a lefty, so I think the Orioles are going to go to the lefty out of the bullpen to start the inning. They've got 3 of them, Aiken, Fry, and Perez. So let's see who's got some length, if any of them. They're going to go with Keegan Aiken. Keegan Aiken. He was, well, in the replay, I'll give you his numbers on the replay. On the replay, Keegan Aiken is 1-0 with a 2.13 ERA. So Keegan Aiken will be on. And he will try to keep the Yankees where they are. And he'll have a lefty-lefty matchup with Anthony Rizzo. 9 is Tough, 78. And I guess the lefty, that's a fly to center. And there's a 1 away. So Rizzo 0 for 3. That'll bring up Stanton. He's 2 for 2. Maybe coming out of his slump. Actually, he's 1 for 2 with a walk, so he's reached base twice. That's a 3, which is Tough. 54 against a lefty is a strikeout. Even against a righty, it was a strikeout. So Stanton down on strikes. 2 down, and Keegan Aiken doing quite well for himself. Here's Josh Donaldson. He's had a rough day offensively. He's had 2 ground balls. One of them was a double play. 7 is Patient, 75 against the lefty. He's just out of range, so 75 is a fly to center. Mullins puts it away. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Keegan Aiken. And most of these guys are 1-inning pitchers, so most likely that will be it for Keegan Aiken. But he did his job. He kept the Yankees off the scoreboard in the 6th. We go to the 7th. Still 3-0 Yankees. This will probably be Severino's last inning no matter what he does, because he's facing these guys for the 3rd time and getting ready to face them for the 4th time. So don't want to sweat it. You got all those relievers. You might as well use them. So Severino to Urias. That's an 8, which is Tough, 32, and that is another strikeout for Severino. Severino puts the K on Urias. And that'll send up Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos has walked and flown to center. 5 is Patient. 96, though, is going to be a fly to left. Gallo will put that away. 2 down. And it brings up the shortstop, Jorge Mateo. And Mateo's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That is a 9, which is in play, 50. That's out of range. 50 is a ground ball to 3rd, and Donaldson will fire to Rizzo, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Severino, and they're going to cap him at 7 innings. And Severino finishes the game, retiring the last 11 he faces. Actually, the last 12 he faces. Austin Hayes' walk in the top of the 4th with nobody out was the last guy to reach. So kudos to Severino. He will definitely help his ERA. He's in line to get the win if the bullpen can hold it, obviously. We'll do the numbers on Severino real quick since there aren't that many to keep track of. He gave up 3 hits, no runs. He walked Austin Hayes, and he walked Chirinos, so he walked 2. And he struck out, I believe it was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Struck out 6. So there's your line score on Severino. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And, of course, he is in line to get the win. We'll do the line score on Lyles. I forgot to do that. Aiken's easy. 1 inning pitched, a strikeout, and nothing else. Jordan Lyles went 5 innings. Gave up the big home run to LeMahieu. Total hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 runs they were earned. He walked 2. He walked Stanton and he walked Gallo, so 2 walks. And he struck out 2. I'm sorry, only 1. Rizzo was the only one he struck out, so 1 strikeout. So that's the line score for Lyles and Aiken. And now we need a new pitcher for the Orioles again, as they will go to the bullpen. Coming up for the Yankees is Torres, Gallo, and Kiner-Falefa. So they're probably looking at a right-hander in this particular case. And let's see, they will go to, I believe, they will go to Brian Baker. Brian Baker, a right-hander, is going to come on for the Orioles. See if he can hold the Yankees where they are. And leading things off will be Gleyber Torres. We get an 8, which is tough. 13, that's a strikeout. So Gleyber Torres out on strikes. Good start there for Brian Baker. And that brings up Joey Gallo. Gallo is 0 for 1 with a walk. 6 is tough, 74, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Gallo with the whiff, and Baker struck out the first 2 he faces. Here is Kiner-Falefa. 6, that's tough, 63, and that's going to be a fly to right field. Santander puts it away to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Yankees in their half of the 7th. I skipped right past the 7th inning stretch. Didn't even realize we were at the 7th inning stretch. I just figured I'd keep going. Baker goes 1 inning, strikes out 2, and gives up nothing. So he certainly did his job. But he will be coming out because these are all pretty much 1 inning pitchers in this day and age. All right, we go to the top of the 8th. And we're going to get a defensive replacement for the Yankees, as Giancarlo Stanton has an F range in right field, and they want somebody a lot better than that. And let's see who they want to go to here. They're going to go to Marwin Gonzalez. He has a B range, so Marwin Gonzalez is going to take over for Giancarlo Stanton in right field. This is where you like to have Hicks, but you don't, so you go with Gonzalez. He's over there in right field now in place of Stanton. Trying to protect a 3-0 lead. You want your better defenders in there, so that's what they're doing. Stanton will get the rest of the game off. And for the Yankees, they need a new pitcher. And Gonzalez will just hit right behind Rizzo in the same number 4 spot. So for the Yankees, let's see who they might go to. They're going to go to, who's coming up for the Orioles? They got Mullins, Santander, and Mancini. Might go to a lefty. So they're going to go to, will it be a lefty or a righty? What are they trying to decide here? It looks like they're going to go to a lefty, Lucas Luque. So Lucas Luque, a lefty, coming on for the Yankees. And for Luque, on the replay, this will be his 6th appearance in 5 games so far. He's 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA. So Luque just trying to bridge the gap to Aroldis Chapman, perhaps. So Luque will be facing Cedric Mullins to lead things off. Lefty on lefty. Mullins is 0 for 3, all against right-handers. That is an 8, which is tough, 78. Tough 78 against a lefty is going to be a fly to center. Put away out there by Aaron Judge, and that's 1 away. 1 down for Santander. Now, he is better against lefties, so you got to be cognizant of that. He is 0 for 3, but that was against right-handers. Lukey 5 is in play, but that's an 85. So 85 is a ground ball to short. Kind of Falefa. Johnny on the spot again. 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Trey Mancini. 6 is tough, 54 against a left-hander. That is a base hit for Mancini. Against a right-hander, he would have struck out, but that's a base hit. And that's going to bring up Mountcastle. Lukey trying to get out of the inning. 6 is tough, 32. There's no wild pitch there. Tough 32 is a strikeout to end the inning. So Lucas Lukey gives up a single but nothing else and does his job. Gets a strikeout as well. And there's nothing doing for the Orioles here in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 3-0 Yankees. And Aroldis Chapman is loosening in the Yankee bullpen, getting ready to come in and try to get the save if it stays a save situation. If it goes beyond a save situation, they will bring in someone else, obviously. Probably King or Loizaga, one of those guys. So Lukey is done. Orioles need a new pitcher. And coming up for the Yankees, it'll be Higashioka, LeMahieu, and Judge, all right-handed. So they will go to Michael Baumann. Mike Baumann, a right-hander, will be coming on. For Baumann, he's only made 1 appearance in the league so far, so he has no win-loss record or his ERA is 0. So, but I'm trying to get some of these guys that the computer didn't use at all hardly and get them in the game. And they're not, I mean, they're not horrible pitchers. They're decent pitchers, so it's not like I'm throwing the game or anything. The 2 I brought in have pitched shutout relief. So Higashioka will lead things off. Bottom of the 8th, 3-0 Yankees. 5 is Ballpark, and that's a 14, so we're in the wheelhouse for Higashioka. And that's going to be a 1-36 for a home run. 64 or less, it's a hit. That's a 18. It's way back there. See ya. Higashioka greets Baumann with a home run. But that was a Ballpark. I mean, you can't really blame Baumann on that one. That was Yankee Stadium. Very home run friendly. And Higashioka didn't miss it. And for Higashioka, that was home run number 1 on the season. His first one, his 3rd RBI. Yankees now lead at 4-0, so Chapman has sat down. And Jonathan Loizaga will be coming on to pitch the 9th for the Yankees. Here's LeMahieu. Speaking of home runs, he homered his last time up. We get a 7, which is patient, 20, and that's a walk. So the Oriole bullpen might have to get stirred up again as Baumann's not doing the job. They do have left-hander Fry. Yeah, Paul Fry is loosening in the pen. I don't want to move Baumann just yet. He is loosening in the pen to get ready for Anthony Rizzo. So it might be a short 3-batter outing for Baumann the way it's going. Here's Judge. 5 is Ballpark again. 0-1, we're in the wheelhouse. Boy, he just caught a bad break hitting the ballpark places. Judge, a 1-97. This is almost a foregone conclusion. And it's an 0-8, and that is definitely a see ya. Aaron Judge goes long. And for Aaron Judge, that is home run number 7 and RBIs 13 and 14. 3 runs for the Yankees this inning. They have blown it open 6-0 over the Orioles. And that's going to do it for Mr. Baumann. He did not get anybody out. Gave up 2 home runs, but of course, bad break being on the ballpark card. They weren't like it was he was in a wheelhouse or something. But he's caught a bad break. He also walked a batter. That didn't help his cause either. And he will have to exit a quick exit. And they will go to a left-hander, Paul Fry, as he comes in to face Rizzo. So Fry is on. You're not going to use your better pitchers when you're down 6-0. You're saving them for the rest of the series, so you're not going to bring in your top-notch guys at this point. We're in what we call mop-up duty. So Fry is on, 5th pitcher used by the Orioles. And here's Rizzo. 10 is patient, 70 against the lefty. He's going to be hit by a pitch. So you wonder if the 2 home runs have irritated the Orioles and now they've hit Rizzo. So now the umpires have stepped out and issued a warning. Next hit batter is an immediate ejection, and they're not going to tolerate that. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. He gets his first at bat of the game since coming in for Stanton. We get a 10, which is patient again. 81, though, is out of range. 81's a fly to center, and that is out number 1. So finally an out is recorded, and that's going to bring up Josh Donaldson. We get an 8, which is patient again. 72, but that's out of range against the lefty. 72 is a ground ball to second. That's an 8. He's an 8, and he's an 8. That's a double play. Third one turned by the Orioles. This one's going to go backwards. Instead of 6-4-3, it is 4-6-3. But it serves the same purpose. However, the Yankees put up 3 more runs on a couple of home runs and have pretty much put this one on ice. Score 6-0 as we go to the 9th. And coming in for the Yankees to try to go ahead and finish the deal and not have any weird things happening is Jonathan Loaisiga. And we'll get the numbers on Loaisiga. And the reason I picked him because he's pitched in the fewest games this season in the bullpen. A lot of guys have pitched 6 and 7 games. Loaisiga's only pitched 4 so far. So this is game number 5 for Loaisiga. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 0. So he's been, can't say perfect, but very good. Been very, very good. So Loaisiga is in, and he will be facing Rougned Odor, Austin Hayes, and Urias, unless the Orioles want to go to the bullpen. Not really much, I'm sorry, in the bench. There's not really much on the bench for them to go to, so they're going to stick with their starters. 4 is in play, 0-3. That's going to be a double for Rougned Odor. He greets Loaisiga with a leadoff double. And that'll bring up Austin Hayes. Now, if Loaisiga struggles, of course, the Yankees will go to the bullpen again to have somebody put out the fire. 8 is tough. 28, that's a strikeout. So as soon as you think he might struggle, he comes and strikes out Austin Hayes for out number 1. Urias is a .259 hitter against righties, so they're going to leave him in there. 7 is tough. 45, and he strikes out again. So that's 2 strikeouts. Back to back, Hayes and Urias strike out after I was talking about how much he might be struggling. That'll bring up Chirinos, last chance for the Orioles. They will pinch hit for Chirinos because he's only hits 151 against righties. So he will be coming out, and they will go to the bench for the best they can find, which isn't much. It's going to be Ryan McKenna. He did hit 215 against the righties, and that's the best the Orioles have on the bench. So obviously, not a whole lot there. So McKenna is going to pinch hit for Chirinos. If by some miracle the Orioles score 6 runs and send it to the 9th, bottom of the 9th, then Ben Boom would be the backup catcher that would come in. But right now it is McKenna against Loaisiga. 8 is tough, 48, and that's a strikeout to end the ball game. So after the leadoff double, Loaisiga strikes out the side and does it, and the Yankees complete a shutout, a whitewashing of the Orioles. Final score 6-0. And I'm going to pause the video and be right back with the totals. Okay, final line score from the stadium. Yankees whitewashed the Orioles by the score of 6-0. 6 runs. Oh, didn't finish putting out the 9th inning, did I? One thing I forgot to do to make it complete. There we go. All right, as I was saying, the Yankees whitewashed the Orioles 6-0. 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. Winning pitcher was Luis Severino. He improves to 3-0. And the losing pitcher, Jordan Lyles, drops to 1-2. Yankees improved to 12-5. Orioles dropped to 7-10. Next 2 games in the series will be played offline and input the stats into Digital Diamond. And then next video will be coming to you from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, as the Yankees will travel to Kansas City and Toronto for a couple of series. First stop is Kansas City. So as the song says, Kansas City, we're going to Kansas City, here I come. So that's what the Yankees are saying, and they will be heading out west to Kansas City to take on those Royals. And when we start the first video with that, I'll have the same kind of stat sheet that I had to start this game. Get everybody up to date on where we're standing with that. So hopefully you enjoyed that presentation of Payoff Pitch, New York Yankees 2022 baseball. Like I said, I kind of got my 3 things going, and I don't want to add any more. But it's going to be inside pitch on Saturdays for the game of the week, 1975. And then replay baseball on Sundays, the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball game for that particular week. And I'm playing whatever game that ESPN showed that day. So whether it's a good game or a bad game, blame ESPN. They're the ones that picked them. I think the Detroit-Seattle one turned out pretty well the other day. Don't know about Chicago-Montreal. That's the one that's next, but we'll see what happens. Could be a good game. You never know. And let's see. I'm recording this on Memorial Day evening. I will probably upload this tomorrow on Tuesday. And then if I can really get busy and get these other games played offline, I might be able to do the Kansas City series video on Friday. And that way I have 3 in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I don't want to rush anything. I want to make sure I get everything correct and everything input into the stats into Digital Diamond. So it's not a rush per se. I don't want it lagging, but I don't want to rush either. So I'd rather have quality over quantity and enjoy myself and not feel like I'm pressured or rushed. So even though it's only April 26th in our replay, I'm not really worried about that, because as long as I get done by the end of the calendar year, that's my goal. Get done by Christmas, I'll be happy. So that's going to do it from here from Yankee Stadium. Again, the final score, Yankees 6, Orioles nothing. Till next time, and it might be from Kansas City, or it might be from Oakland, because the Saturday inside pitch NBC game of the week is from Oakland. It'll be Cleveland Indians against the Oakland A's, and that matchup is Dennis Eckersley against Ken Holtzman. That might be the next video, or we might, if I can put my nose to the grindstone and get these Yankee games done, we might have a Yankee game against Kansas City for you on Friday. We shall see. But until then, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.